Hey guys, this is Intuitive Anthony doing another YouTube video. I had a bit of technical difficulties with my setup, but this video. I had to write down some talking points. This video is on this woke culture that has seemed to take over mainstream. What it's supposed to be and what it is two different things, guys. So we're gonna get into this video, guys, right after this. Hey guys, this is Intuitive Anthony doing another YouTube video. This is about that woke culture that seems to be permeating mainstream and everywhere, and everybody's hearing about woke this and woke that. And what woke is supposed to be and what this woke culture is two completely different things. But before we get into any of this content, guys, could you please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit that thumbs up so that YouTube will know that this video is actually good, guys. Okay, now that we got the formalities out of the way, I got my coffee. Just so happens to be in a Bojangles cup. Don't judge me. And I will be going to work in a few minutes. That's why I have the name tag on and all that. But I was looking this up online, doing some research, and kind of mulling in my head about this whole woke culture thing. Now, there's some points in this video that I'm going to make that may not sit well with some people. But trust me, I am not meaning any of this to be offensive to any particular group, because I know that there's good and bad people in every walk of life, put it that way. But this right here is my understanding, and from what I gather from this whole thing that has become a media circus, this woke culture. Here we go, guys. Point one, woke actually means in the black community, it's a term that's used for other black people, from black person to black person. So any other races or any other nations have nothing to do with when black people say woke to each other, because there's a totally different reason. I know other people may say be woke, be woke, be woke, but we are the only nation of people that need to wake up as far as how we're treated, what we will allow, and what we will not allow. If you can make it past this point in the video, you're doing good. Let's get on with it. Okay. Woke is to stay alert to conspiracies to keep black people less than, to represent them as characters or stereotypes. Actually, there's a video or some video footage where I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This news anchor was a black woman dressing up for Halloween. It was a Halloween segment on a news broadcast. This woman, I don't want to say the B word, I'm going to try to be as respectful as I possibly can, dressed herself up in a Popeye's chicken costume. That's what I'm talking about. They want to represent black people as less than characters or stereotypes perpetuated by the Jews in Hollywood, who assumed, not only in Hollywood, all over the world, who assumed our identity, bought the slave ship, sold us into slavery, took over our land, and pretended to be us. Now, not only does it come from Jews, it comes from every facet. Any place where people have a notion or a not truthful gesture or image in their head of what an Asian person looks like, what a black person looks like, or whatever. Whoever those higher ups that be, orchestrate things in a certain way to show people in a certain light. Like when a black male does a crime. He is such and such and such, born from such and such, grew up here, high school went to here, he committed this crime, and this is what he looks like. When it's a person of a different race, they give you the information of what crime was committed. You never see the picture. You never get a release of the names. More information will come later. It never comes. That information never comes back out. But it's all to skew perceptions of a set of people, whether intentionally or unintentionally. But being woke means to be aware of it and not allow it to pass and go unnoticed, because if you let it go unnoticed, the cycle continues and nothing ever changes. Now, with that being said, we can continue on, guys. And this thing is majorly in Hollywood, where those Jews who claim to be the people of God got people sending money to them from all over the churches, when the people who are actually sending the money are the chosen people of God. We were on the west side of Africa when we ran there after Jerusalem was ransacked. and we were sold into slavery. And what did they use? Another brown face to do it. They used the Africans to round us up and sell us into slavery. And those slave ships were paid for, bought by the Jewish people, who then went into our land and assumed our identity, took our Hebrew language and perverted it into some Yiddish garbage that is not neither here nor there, and assumed our identity. And there's even a rabbi that admitted that they are not the indigenous people to that land, Rabbi Andre Manhattan. So the information is out there. It's just whether or not people choose to see it. But continuing on, the second point, they charged the woke movement to watching for police brutality and all of the police injustices that are going on. Now that may be part of it, but that's not the purpose of what woke means to African Americans or my Israelite people. That is not what it was about. It was hijacked and used to target a specific thing that they wanted to change, while taking away from the true original meaning of when a black person says to another black person, stay woke. Stay woke means be aware of what kind of boxes the world and people in the world are trying to move you into. Look at the optics of what they're trying to put you at. Does this help your people, or does this put you in a box as a caricature? So by them attributing it to police brutality, all they're doing is muddying the waters. That term has been hijacked, and I'm going to tell you by who. White feminist women who used it to they used the woke term to stick it to the male patriarchy that runs society, by also attributing it to this police brutality. They can actually also at the same time stick it to the men, which usually run these kind of groups and stuff like that. But never mind the fact that they also enjoyed the benefits of this same society before their feminist genes took over, before their feminist mindset became a thing. They were benefiting right along with the men, the white men and some black men that allowed this thing, that were a part of this whole system. They benefited just as well as the men did. But they decided that they want to stick it to the men, so they jumped on the bandwagon of something that was already established. How many times and what groups of people have always taken themselves and jumped on something else that was already established without doing any of the work for themselves? Black lives matter. Oh no, all lives matter. Isn't that just a variation of the same damn thing? When did you do your homework? Oh no, because nobody can have anything if you're not a part of it. That's what it comes down to. Nobody can sit there and say that they're looking out, they're paying attention to this point, because if we're not a part of it, we have to be a part of everything. But that's a discussion for another day, and I mean, you could peel that onion for years and it will still go down. But these feminist women who want to stick it to the patriarchs use this as a way to basically go after their primary target, which is men. Now, don't get me wrong, the police brutality and stuff is something that should be discussed, but to take a term that black people were saying to each other and put it under an umbrella of all the things that are wrong with society, for one, takes the power out of the initial saying to black people, stay woke. It takes the power out of that and makes this big controversial thing that has everything on this umbrella, and that's not the case. Because woke is supposed to be termed for black people who are no longer under the curses of Deuteronomy. That they will have an evil eye towards their brother, and all of these curses that were discussed in Deuteronomy that would happen to black people, and they will be sold on ships over here in America and every other country, every other nation on the earth. When it says stay woke, means that the black people know that the curses of Deuteronomy are falling off. So some people are waking up to the reality that some black people are still asleep in them churches while posting selfies on Facebook and Instagram of them in their Sunday clothes. That Juneteenth, where they found the oldest black people in the world they could find in their Easter Sunday clothes, taking a still frame picture like Good Times. Those are the sleepy ones. They're still asleep. But some black people are aware of There's no man named Jesus. His name was Yahweh Shai. His father on the mountain, on the burning bush, was Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is a variation of Yahweh. So where the hell is the word Jesus come from when the letter J wasn't created till 1947? Our faith has been hijacked and rebranded. Our faith has been hijacked and rebranded. And now when it says stay woke, we realize the tricks and the ploys of the powers that be and the people who are of the powers that be, and how they try to manipulate and skew a scene on a news broadcast or in the public's eye to make a certain group of people look a certain way. And no other group has been dogged out like that more than the African American. Look at Dolomite. Look at all these black exploitation films, rap snacks. Even though that's owned by a black company, they're exploiting themselves. Little baby, little Jeezy, little scrotum, little this, and then they call you boy when they pull you over. Come on. These are what we mean by when we say to another black person, stay woke, which means that there's a whole lot out here that you need to be questioning and re-questioning instead of looking for that 15 minutes of fame and doing something that hurts your own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of a thing I say to another black person to make them aware of what's going on around them, and don't walk blindly into the night while other people are getting these unreal expectations of you or putting you in this box, and you're not aware enough to see what they're doing and try to bypass that for the sake of your people in your nation. That's what it's supposed to mean. Because we were under the curse of Deuteronomy, but some of us are waking up and elevating ourselves. So while this news broadcaster decided to put on, out of all them costumes in the costume store, she decided to put on a Popeye's chicken costume, and then had the nerve to say, I look so delicious, I want to eat myself on TV. A black person chicken, she might as well dressed up as a watermelon or stuck a watermelon in her mouth like the cartoons. That's what we're talking about. Stay woke. Don't let people move you into boxes. Know who you are, have pride in yourself, and do not let anybody, any movement, or any situation, well, why don't you put on this costume? She should have looked at that, saw herself as a black person, and said, you know what, there's no way in hell I'm going on live television or public television in a chicken costume. That is the most denigrating, self-disrespectful thing that you could do to me and my nation of people. But she's asleep. So when we say stay woke, we mean be mindful of all of this shit. That's what we're talking about. And it's just that there was a Jewish rabbi on Twitter, and they were really starting to get down to the discussion of it, the superiority idea that the Jewish people have implemented and have infected all of the other nations with. Way back in the Bible it talks about it. But this Rabbi Andre Manhattan, said I guess he's trying to start a discussion that they are not the indigenous people of that land. No, we are. And if you ask the Palestinians and stuff over there, they will tell you we are the people that belong over there. So now that all of this is coming out, we have to watch out for what we're trying to do and not let other people's agendas bleed into what we're doing with each other and giving our agendas a bad name, because they all want to piggyback off of it, and what they're doing is they're muddying the water so the message can't get out there. I just wanted to do this video, guys. I was surprised I had enough time to do it before I go to work, guys. Since I'm not going to have enough time to edit this video, it will probably go up tomorrow. But I want to put the images and everything in this video so that you guys have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about, guys. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit that thumbs up, guys, if you like the video. This has been Intuitive Anthony. I'll be coming out with more content, guys. There's more stuff on my playlist and my channels, guys. So until I talk to you again, guys, peace.